Hey everybody, I'm SARA WISEMAN. So today we're working on yet another channeled message, and this one is you know what you came here for. And it's so short, that's okay. You know what you came here for. You don't need to convince anyone but yourself. So I love how the universe is pretty cut and dried on this. Like, you got it, you know it. There's really no question once you start shedding everybody else's idea of what you're supposed to do. And once you start losing the fear of following your true north, or your true direction, or your true calling. And depending on how old you are, you're at a different stage of this. You know, we were born, all the conditioning of the world, all the morality and the cultural conditioning and the religious conditioning, and also the experiences that we have bring us to this level of understanding, like, so that by the time we're 24 or 33 or however old we are, by the time we reach a certain level of our adult life, we have this pretty clear understanding of where we think we should be going, or what the world is saying. This is the good thing. Like, here's the successful path, or here, this will mean you've made it, or here's how you stand out from others. And as you move along in your process of spiritual development, you get to a place where all of that starts to fall away. Now, it used to be, for a lot of people in the early 40s, there would be this drastic reassessment of what a life was supposed to be about. In the olden days, it used to be called like the midlife crisis, and people would get their red convertibles and, you know, get divorced and go travel to India, or whatever they were doing, you know, based on that time frame. And now it seems to me, because I work with a lot of folks, and it seems to me that this awakening stage is coming at us much younger. It's not waiting until the 40s to happen. And this questioning of the systems in place, or this questioning of the track you're supposed to be on, and looking at who created those and why they're in power and why they're guiding you. Like, who gave you that? Was it your family? Was it your school? Was it your culture? Was it a company you started working for? Is it your peers? Is it social media influence, like all slotting you to a certain direction? And all of this starts to peel off. And when this happens, it's usually part and parcel of a spiritual awakening. You just sort of, your eyes are opened, like, wait, all the rules they said, that's actually not true. It all peels off. All the shoulds go away. They drop away. All the, I got to do this. Here's what I'm supposed to be doing. It drops away. And then what's interesting is then you're left with, okay, well, none of that was true. It was all just this agreed upon fantasy that the culture and the church and my family and the company I worked for came up with, that I just agreed to all along. And here I'm adult saying there's got to be more. Of course, there is more. But then this confusion comes when we sort of look at everything that we thought we were going to be, and we realize that's not it. And then we're like, well, what am I supposed to be doing? And here's where you can trust that the universe is going to help you, right? Like, the universe did not just bust all your illusions and leave you just sitting there with nothing, right? That's not how the universe works. The universe revealed the falseness of the ego view, and then the universe awaits your willingness to follow the path, or the guidance, the true path of your soul's purpose, your soul's calling, your soul's contribution to this lifetime. So it's very interesting to be really, really open to what that's going to be. Some of you know my story. I really wanted to be a novelist, and then I began to have an awakening years ago and began channeling, which I didn't even know what that was at the time. And so all my dreams of wanting to be a novelist crashed and burned. And really, I really had no idea what to do next. And it was very uncomfortable. And then the universe just, the minute I accepted this idea, like, oh, I'm not going to do what I thought, that's not my path, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. And then the universe just started to step in and sort of bring these, you might call them synchronicities. Sometimes I call synchronicities disruptors. They disrupt you from the particular train of thought that you were on. And sort of started this series of events happening. And so here I am now. I teach intuition and spirituality, and that is my particular calling at this time. That's my contribution. Now, everybody who is watching this, that may not be your contribution. You might not supposed to be, an author or a teacher. You might be doing something completely different that has as much, if not more, value than this particular piece that I'm here to contribute. So don't get hung up on what it's supposed to look like. That's just another way of trying to apply maybe the spiritual field to your situation. You want to just make it totally open and let the universe drop in those events and synchronicities. So you're like, I have no idea. Universe, show me the way. And then you're just waiting and noticing for things to happen. And as they happen, you willingly follow, even if it's not what you thought. You willingly follow. And pretty soon you notice you're in this flow stream of understanding where you're going. After a certain point, you're like, oh, this is the direction. So, you know what you're here for. Your soul knows what you're here for, and you don't need to convince anybody except for yourself. So you're just letting your identities drop. You're saying, I have no idea, and then you're letting your soul follow divine flow as it comes to meet you. Everybody, I'm SARA WISEMAN. You will find me at sarawiseman.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back another time. Thank you.